Welcome back to Harville. Just when you thought the crazy talk from the right about President Obama couldn't go any lower, there comes a new example. Hank Williams Jr., the singer most famous for Monday Night Football's opening theme, was asked about presidential politics on Fox and Friends yesterday. He took the opportunity to make a ludicrous analogy about the president, who last month played a round of golf with Speaker of the House John Boehner. Let's watch Mr. Williams Jr.
You remember the golf game they had, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah.
Remember the golf game?
Boehner.
That was one of the biggest political mistakes ever.
What did you not like about it? It seems to be a really pivotal moment for you.
Come on, come on. It'd be like Hitler playing golf with Netanyahu, okay?
Okay.
Not hardly. In the country this shape is in, the shape this country's in, I mean, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand that analogy, actually.
Well, I'm glad you don't, brother, because a lot of people do. Well, you know, they're the enemy. They're the enemy.
Who's the enemy?
Obama and Biden. Are you kidding? The Three Stooges.
Can't even count. I think he said Obama and Biden. That's three. No, that's two. Anyway, he didn't make matters worse for himself. He did make them worse yesterday, releasing a statement that read in part, "Some of us have strong opinions and are often misunderstood. My analogy was extreme, but it was to make a point." Well, today, Williams issued a second statement in which he acknowledged his comments were dumb, and he said he was very sorry if it offended anyone. Of course, that's the old dodge. Of course, Williams' dumb comment, as he put it, is just one in a long line of crazy statements about the president coming from the right. What is going on here? Cynthia Tucker is a visiting professor now at the University of Georgia, and of course, a Pulitzer Prize-winning syndicated columnist. And Josh Marshall is the founder and editor of Talking Points Memo, TPM. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to ask, I want to get those larger questions. You know, this stuff about the president being Hitler, and his words go on to make it clear he meant it venomously. Indeed. It wasn't just two opposites fighting with each other. It was one evil man he called a Hitler, the president.
Well, this talk is so common among the right wing, Chris, that Hank Williams Jr. was probably a little surprised that he's gotten the criticism he's gotten.
He wouldn't in his crowd, probably.
How many times? Well, it's not just him. How many times did Glenn Beck compare Obama to Hitler? This is commonplace on the far right wing websites. We've seen the signs at Tea Party rallies comparing Obama to
those little
Hitler.
Mustaches they like
exactly.
To put on there.
Yeah. So this is unfortunately very commonplace. This is what political discourse in the far right has come to.
Let me go to TPM, Mr. Marshall, on that. In this question of, it does seem like the demonization of the president by the right. The people who are wacky and are just stupid, who make stupid comments. And I'm not going to signal this guy. I don't know Hank Williams Jr. His father was obviously quite great. But what do you make of this?
Well, to your point, I think one thing I make of it is just because your dad's a genius doesn't mean you're not going to be a moron. You know, I think that, as you said, this stuff happens all the time. It's been happening for 3 years. In a sense, it's just dog bites man. It's nothing surprising. I think what's different in this case is that Hank Williams Jr. has this footprint in mainstream media. Not just in the sort of the Fox bubble where you can say Obama's Hitler and he's Stalin and he's you know doing all these terrible things.
But I must say in fairness, just to be immediate on this, in fairness, I'm not a big fan of Fox and Friends in the morning. I watch Morning Joe, but I thought they were appalled. They looked like they couldn't believe what they were watching. I'm sorry. That was my reading.
No, I think in that particular case, but I think people on the Fox network in general, there's really, you know, wide tolerance of this kind of stuff. And in right-wing media generally, the problem is, obviously, ESPN has fans of professional football who aren't on the hard right wing. And so it was a problem for them. So, you know, in that's what stands out to me, just that, again, he has a footprint in sort of the mainstream, not just the right-wing media, and he paid a price for it. But as you said, it's not like it's shocking. There's stuff like this gets said all the time.